Previously on Youth of Dublin.
So today I'm going to the blonde party with Nico, and we decided that putting out the snacks, it would be a good prank to put dog food to see if anyone could eat it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
One, I didn't know anybody there. Two, I was fed dog food when I came in straight away because Nico is a sadist.
Nico's just got off a plane.
And he's a so I mean
Why would you think that by insulting someone you're going to get them to open up to you? That is just complete backwards to me, and I do not agree with it. It does not work with me. Don't pull that with me. Go f yourself.
Alexandra and Jack had a massive debate about religion and politics, the two things that I hate most in the world.
So while him and Aiycham are trying to see who has the bigger dick, the rest of us are just half asleep. I can't believe I said that.
Me and Chloe have been best friends since junior infants. Bet you didn't know that.
I guess it's kind of strange to be hanging out with Amy so much again because I haven't spoken to her in years.
And he was like, you know, it's not about me insulting you, it's about you being overly sensitive. I was like, what are you talking about? I love how... I don't know what he is to me, I don't even know.
I refuse to constantly be insulted for like no reason, even though I wouldn't care.
No, but like, I don't know.
No, but see when I was sitting like in the middle of Aiycham and him, they were just debating. I'm not doing that. That's it.
No one should do that, okay?
No, I mean,
like, it was
I'm not
just,
getting
and then
in a
he'd
war
stop.
with
Do you know what's hilarious? He'd debate for half an hour, and then he'd stop like, why am I the only one talking? And it's like, hello.
Go right back into it.
Yeah, and it's like, shut the up.
I don't, as I said, I don't get into debates because I just go boom, and then I'm just like angry and I can't look at the person
You
anymore.
should have seen him though when we actually did go for coffee. He was just like... So do you think the real problem is those pants you're wearing? And how deeply embarrassing you didn't say Spanish for the leaving cert. And what else did he say?
Did you not say Spanish for leaving, sir?
No, because Nico was like, I have to read a book. I can't do this.
It is embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing, Amy. Don't start. It's not embarrassing.
You were saying since like second year you're doing Spanish for leaving cert.
No, I did for the junior cert. I don't need any more exams to do. It's not embarrassing.
Pretty embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing. If it was it'd be embarrassing if like I wanted to, but they like said I couldn't, was like whatever. But I actually don't want to. So how's it embarrassing?
You seem pretty embarrassed about it.
You didn't want to, or you're too dumb to?
When the leaving cert was going on though, you were like, why didn't I do Spanish?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I should have, but I'm not going to be like killing myself over it.
No.
I'm not going to be like, I should have done this, like I should have been in school for 2 years, but that doesn't happen either. So I'm not going to go back and be like, you know, what happened happened.
I don't know what to do with Jack, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna like, not like, hopefully it's like stopped, and the next time I see him, he'll just like be normal and nice.
I haven't heard much about the actual comments that Jack said to Nico because both sides of the story are completely different. Jack's side of the story is that it's just playful banter, and Nico's side of the story is that it's really hurtful and it's mean and it's like he's being bullied and constantly being attacked. And why would you do that to me? You're putting me in such an uncomfortable situation. So I don't know my opinion on it. I can't tell who's not, I wouldn't say lying, but who's manipulating the truth.
Can you tell me what to do? Because it's actually really bothering me.
What?
They're being insulted all the time. It's actually really irritating, genuinely.
You can't do anything about it though, because every time you bring it up and you're like, can you stop that? He's just like, why do you get so offended? Keep doing it anyway.
Well, he makes it as if it's my issue, do you know what I mean? As if like, oh no, it's not the fact that I'm insulting you, it's the fact you're too
Look,
sensitive.
take it from someone that always gets in trouble for insulting people too much. Insult the is involved.
No, you see, because if I insult, I will go in, and then he'll be like, oh, that was uncalled for. Like,
Everything.
I'll get really mean and cold about it, and I don't want to do that.
No, don't get cold about it. Be like snappy, like, At least my clothes aren't soaking wet from sweat constantly.
but that's what I mean.
Something like that's a boom.
Oh, this is irritating. Because like, but then it's like so contradictory because one minute he's like insulting me and the next minute he's like trying to flirt with me and I'm like, what are you doing? And like, make up your mind.
I didn't really insult you, and then he was like, your top makes you look, and he was like, I'm going to save that for later.
Yeah. Remember the top I was wearing at the blonde party? That when everyone left and it was just us four, he was like, oh, that top's make you look, oh well, I'll save that for later.
Jack is acting really weird because 1 minute, well, not 1 minute, about half an hour he's insulting me and 2 minutes he's flattering me. Well, yeah, he is, and flirting with me, and I don't understand it. It's kind of like when little boys and like junior infants go around pulling girls' hair because they like them, but no.
So, and I'm just like, this is so all over the place.
And he's like complimenting your eyes and all.
Well, I'm happy I went home.
It was like your eyes are such a lovely colour or something.
It's so all over the place because I don't want to like, oh, you're ugly piece of when it's like, I want to bang you, and it's like, and his explanation, oh, I insult to open the other person up, and I'm like, that's not opening someone up, that's making them more defensive
It
and
depends on
closed.
the person.
Well, that doesn't work for me. But yeah, insult me, I'm gonna open more to you. Hello?
He said he does it so people go like, no, I am actually like good looking and all that.
Hello? What's up?
I just had a bit hectic morning and just a lot of external drama, so I'm gonna be a bit late. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, will you coming down, yeah? Will you coming, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently I'm fighting with Nico every so often I get to, because what's called, when he came back from Portugal, I was like in a cafe with him, and basically I do insult banter. So
Yeah,
like I like insult them and then they insult me, except I just basically like insulted Nico a few times and he did nothing and just got really upset.
So you didn't sit Spanish for the baby. That's not what we're discussing.
Which was
That's not what we're
deeply
going to
embarrassing.
discuss.
I
beg your pardon. What do you mean
Deeply
embarrassing?
And then was like, oh my god, why were you insulting me? And I'm just like, you've interacted with me like a few times, you know how this works. And
I think Alexandra is really good to chat to. She's a bit more mature than most of the other people in the group.
he's like, I feel like we just aren't like both, like, I feel like you feel like you're closer to me than you actually are. And I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But I mean,
I've like seen her at parties I've been at a few times and she seems really nice, plus we went to the same school.
I barely know Jack. I saw him in school a few times, and then he thinks we're best friends.
Nico's a drama queen, so
Everyone knows that. Nico is definitely not a drama queen.
I feel like he just like thirsts after the drama constantly. He's just like, it is literally his lifeblood, and it is just like, I'm like,
Likes to make drama.
when I can just have like, I feel like buying a cue card that just says Nico Campbell. It just says like a general practice.
If Nico thinks that's a fight, like, Jesus, fucking tree could fall outside his house and he'd think it was a hurricane.
Nico really likes to do this whole puppet master, like, organising people thing.
Sure, I insult his shirt one time and he's talking about it for 3 weeks, like, she's like, well, with Nico, you're kind of sitting there like, everybody else's behaviour is over the top and unbelievable, whereas his own behaviour is fine no matter what the situation is. He spends his whole time stirring the pot, and then you say one insult, and then it's suddenly this big fight that everybody's talking about for weeks, which is bull, in my opinion.
Which is really funny, but it's like, every so often I'll like, and like, you can tell when we're out, when I'm out with him, I'm like, Nico, I feel like you're trying to make me hate Aiycham. Like,
She just wants drama.
I feel like you really, really want
Like
drama.
he's gonna tell you, he's gonna tell you the bad stuff. So you just talk about the bad stuff, and then arguing will happen.
I think everyone in the group has a bit of an issue with the way Nico goes about things. I feel like no one is willing to stand up to him directly, and he loves with other people's relationships.
It's the whole place of the party was like building up for me and Aiycham to have a fight. I felt like, and it wasn't like us. It was like everyone else expected us to have a fight.
Yeah. I've come to terms with Aiycham. I don't feel like Aiycham is sitting at home with a copybook and planning out all the is going to start. I feel like Aiycham just naturally goes to the lie before he goes to the truth.
So you didn't really like each other? So you just didn't like each other?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I didn't like him in school, but that's very different because, like, school drama is school drama, and it kind of feeds into everything.
So me and Amy are just waiting for the bus now, having a little bit of a chat.
What do you think of Blonde Party now that they're not here? Yeah, well, obviously, but I mean, of like, anything that happened, what they were talking about?
Well, Chloe and Eoin are cute as a couple, but sometimes I feel like it goes over the top. Like, you know, like when you're sitting down and you're trying to have conversations.
And they're just there, like,
in
on
the
top
corner
of each other.
cuddling, whispering these.
You know where it's like actually like they're
Like, it's cute. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it just kind of gets like a little bit.
Yeah, irritating.
Yes, sometimes I think Chloe and Eoin can go over the top with each other. Like, sometimes it's cute, but then when you're sitting at a party and you're cuddling and you're whispering in each other's ear and you're feeding each other pieces of carrots and lettuce. And then Jack and Aiycham are constantly debating like at each other's throats, and
So, like, being knowledgeable on a topic doesn't necessarily mean you're intelligent.
it's just.
Yeah, I know. It's
not a party. Yeah, I think Jack and Aiycham have two big personalities. And I know this with me and Alex. And when two big personalities clash on something they both have polar opposite opinions on, it just turns into like a verbal fight on who has the more statistics and who knows it better and who's smarter and who knows the bigger words and who can overall win the argument better. So yeah, I do. I think they're kind of intimidated by each other.
I know. And I'm just like, I was going to put music, but then it was just like, okay, so I'll sit here and wait a while until everyone gets into it. And then it's like, he never stopped talking.
And then with Aiycham, I feel like kind of just bullshit his way through half his arguments. In the nicest way possible, I mean.
I really like spending time with Amy because it's enjoyable, it's funny, she says it like it is, and I don't know, I feel like we're really mutable and get on quite well.
Because it's like, Jack brings up valid points, and then I feel Aiycham feels threatened by Jack's statistics and big words and the use of his language. And so he's just like, well, this happens in here and in this situation that I experienced in my past that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, it's just like, I can't say it, but I know it.
It's like, and then, you know, when I experienced this like 42 days ago, I'm like, if you're not going to say what you experienced, don't
say it at all. I know, but like,
Amy's comments on Jack and Aiycham are pretty spot on. It's more just of a competition rather than them actually caring what they're debating about. It's just who can outdo the other, really.
I don't know, I just felt like they weren't even open to actually having genuine fun. I feel like Jack was just there to be like, put his dick on the table and be like, do you know what I mean?
I feel like we should have those old school dinner roll parties where no religion or politics can be talked about.
So I'm actually going to say it to him, like next time we're all together, I'm going to be like, no, this is a party. Oh my god.
No religion.
This is what happens when you're in Ireland. It just pisses rain out of nowhere with no warning.
No, but I'm actually going to be like, please, don't talk about that. I'm actually going to say that. But you see, this is the whole thing about Jack. He'll insult you and be really rude, but as soon as you like do anything, he's like, so rude. And it's like, hello?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's such a double standard, and I don't know, I think his view on what is rude and isn't is completely skewed, because it's like, he can do anything, but no one else can do
Yeah, I don't like people like that.
But that's what he's like.
Yeah, I got quite annoyed yesterday when I went shopping with Alex and Agata.
Right.
We could just literally walk in and Alex would be like, I'm only going to one shop and that's it. You can get everything you want in pennies. And I was like, I don't want to go to pennies. okay, no, I want to get like clothes. I
Yeah.
want to get nice clothes. And so I knew she was going to start snapping. So I was just like to her, I was like, right, you go to the food court with Agata and I'll go shopping on my own for a bit and then meet up. I went everywhere on my own. And then when I met up with them in the food court, it was like, I have work in 5 hours, so I have to get the bus because I'm in a rush. And I was like,
5 hours.
yeah, well, she had to do Agata's hair, and I was like, that's not going to take that. I was like, right, I'm just going to rush for one more shop. I want to pick up a pair of shorts, and I'm done. And she was just kind of like, right, but like, if you take long, I'm going for the bus now, and I'm leaving without you. You can make your own way home.
That's lovely.
And I was just there. I was like, I literally waited from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock to leave, waiting for you to get ready, like putting your makeup on, getting dressed, and everything. Like, I waited for you to go.
And then she's like,
and I told
2
you,
minutes.
I was like, I'm going shopping. As soon as we went in, I was like, no, not doing this. I was like,
that's
thanks,
lovely.
Alex.
Thanks a lot.
So it was just me walking around shops on my own.
I hate that. Amy's story about Alexandra sounds pretty spot on for Alexandra. There's not really too much to say. That's Alex. And as well, I feel like I just don't know what to do with Jack, because I'm just like, he flirts with me and then I'm like, I'll be nice back, but then he'll insult me and I'm like, yo, F yourself. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Do you like him?
I don't know, and that's honestly, I actually don't know how I feel. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm going on a date today, maybe another one with someone else, and I'm like, should I tell him, or should I just like, do you know, because I don't want to seem like sly, like I'm trying to play him, but at the same time, if I tell him, is he going to be like...
I tell him if he asks you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If he asks what are you doing today, don't be like, oh, I'm going to walk the dog. Like,
I'll be like, I have a date. But if not, I'll just be like, whatever.
And he's into monogamy or whatever it's called.
No, polyamory.
Polyamory.
So and that's something that I don't think I'd be comfortable with. Jack is polyamorous, which means he is not going to just go out. He's not monogamous, so he's not just going to go out with one person. As he said to me sometime, he works better in triads. But that would just not work for me, because even though it's not what's happening, I would feel like I'm being cheated on, and I just feel extremely like insecure and like I'm not enough. So, yeah. Comfortable with. I feel like it's just I don't mean this. I know this is probably a stereotype, but for me, I feel like I would feel, it doesn't mean that's what they're doing or that's what it is, but I would feel like you're just getting away with cheating, even though it's not that.
Yeah.
But that's how I would. It would make me feel the same as if you were cheating, and I
know
don't want that. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone's different.
Do you know? So
I know that I would be all for it until I get actual feelings for the person, and then I'd be like, I don't want you going around with other people.
Exactly.
Next time on Youths of Dublin.
Jason really like each other.
I feel like Aiycham has a different Aiycham in his head, which is who he talks about. And then there's real life Aiycham, who we're all interacting with. What do you think of Amy?
Amy? Well, Amy's my best friend. But whenever you say something to Amy, she always has to argue with you because her way is better. But sometimes she should be like smart. Like she's like too smart, like stupid smart.
Like Aiycham has an Aiycham that he talks about in his head, and an Aiycham that's actually presented to everybody. So
it's not really fair for them to believe he is as nice and innocent as he wants them to believe.
I said to you before, he tries to analyse everything.
oh, stop.
Pretty much like, say, if you were
Every time I see him, it's like, oh, you're doing that because of this, and it's like, oh, your breathing is telling me a lot, and I'm like, off.